What it do, everybody? It's your boy King Crowder, back again with another edition of History You May Not Know and Things That Are Not Taught in Detail for Show. Today's lesson is going on the Phoenix election ride near Greene County, South Carolina, where a group of local white Democrats tried to stop the Republican election of an affidavit of Black Americans who were denied the ability to vote strictly off race and how they would suppress the votes of many white Americans at this time. People got to go back in history and know. Historically, Black Americans have been mostly Republican Party. That was due to religion, family values, and us being more strict on what we believed in. The Republican Party is what most legislation, how most Black Americans thought, and what they needed to achieve at this time. The riot started after a landowner named Thomas Tolbert began to take affidavits on Black Americans who began to refuse to disenfranchise the franchise of the Constitution of South Carolina. Tolbert, a brother of the Republican candidate, hoped his affidavits would challenge the people in this county by saying, "You guys can't vote." He knew many Black Americans outnumbered the whites in this town. The local Democratic Society believed that it took them ways to champion, shoot, and did ways to make sure their vote would be suppressed. Remember, at this time, there was no social media, there was nothing to communicate. So what you had to do was go through violence. So what they did was they had mass lynching, shootings, burned down their belongings, and saw many historical events happen in real time. This type of energy happened in the much of the Spirit Panda period, especially when they got the right to vote. If you look at history, you saw Detroit, New York, Buffalo, Wilmington, and Greenwood, South Carolina. All of these incidents had a political upstanding to it. After Black Americans gained the right to vote, they began to take positions, y'all. They began to get people in public office. They began to grow, and they began to put people in power that were going to make them not second-class citizens, but equal. Equal in rights, status quo, equal under law, equal protection, equal legislations, and they wanted to make sure that people know, hey, we are not docile, we're not weak. We're going to stand up for ourselves. Many Black American men decided to stand up. Between these periods, Black American men were lynched at a rate of almost 73% in the South without any proper just due. Let's keep going. Thomas Tolbert, although caused the race study, still was the height leader at this political outbreak. He was really big and chastising the racial tension at this time. The racial tension in this area was going at because he was going at the power to vote. He was saying that you had to have proper paperwork. He was saying that if you voted for the Republican Party, that you were not engaged. He was doing everything he could to how they voted and alter the legislation process. During this altercation, people began to shoot, fight, break up battles, and we began to see blood spread. Naturally, when people get wounded, they get hurt, what do you see happens? The aftermath of voting and Black men being involved in violence. They've involved in them being politically arrested, being prison of opportunities, them being taken to court without just due a white mob, and we also saw a white mob lynch 4 Black men even near the church. Robert Tolbert's brother met with President McKinley at the time to seek his redress. He spoke with him to let him know that the white people in this town had nothing to do. You got to understand, y'all, around this time, please check another video going over the coup that happened in Wilmington, North Carolina. The president knew about this. The coup in Wilmington, North Carolina is a stain on this country that we still not learned about. That was a coup attempt that removed every Black American that was in office, killed them, murdered them, and blew them down the land. If you do not know about this, please learn about this in another video. Wilmington, North Carolina coup, and you learned about the coup that happened on American soil. We began to see white supremacists overthrow elected officials, kick them out of town, shoot them, burn them, and nobody went to jail because of it. We began to see the same situation happen in a town a little bit south of them in South Carolina. They were doing the same process, the same method, the same tragedy and crimes against humanity. We began to see it happen near Phoenix, South Carolina. The tragedy of this whole situation is that the propaganda made the Black Americans look like the first starters. The propaganda never got these gentlemen arrested. The propaganda allowed the people whose votes were suppressed to never get the understood, the just due, or the love in this country. People must learn the story of America in totality. That's why I'm here, y'all. I want to make sure when we learn these parts in history, we just don't hear about what things that happen. We must break down not just the disease, but the symptom. This is the symptom of the lack of vote that we see in this country to this day. We see the symptoms being given because the disease is already in effect. To learn how we can counteract, how we can learn, and how we can avoid these problems, we must talk about these situations openly. Not discussing the problem never makes it going away. Acting like the problem didn't happen makes it cannibalize itself. Knowing about these atrocities, these crimes against humanity, will allow us to heal forward and move closer together. It's your boy, King Crowder, back again with another edition of The Story of American History. Hopefully you learned something today about these crimes that happened on our soil, against these crimes against humanity. Black Americans, white Americans had a rough racial past that we must discuss, break down, and talk about openly. If we talk about these wounds, we can heal them from each other. But acting like they didn't happen causes animosity and strife. Until next time, it's your boy checking out. Peace.